It all started with just a vote, a single choice in a sea of millions. And suddenly, people we loved vanished. Godparents to our children, lifelong friends, all gone with just a click, with a comment, with silence. That's when the seed was planted. Don't Unfriend Me wasn't just a name, it was a plea, a line in the sand, a refusal to let politics tear apart what humanity once held so sacred. We didn't set out to build a movement. We set out to tell the truth, even when it hurt. Long hours, lost sleep, more setbacks than anyone will ever see. There were days it felt like we were shouting into the void, but we kept showing up. Not for clicks, not for clout, but because this matters. We pushed through the doubt, the algorithm throttling, the shadow bans, the isolation, the nights we sat at the mic with empty inboxes and broken spirits. And still, we stayed. We persevered, because we knew there was something here worth fighting for. For years, thousands of hours, laughter, heartache, raw conversations with real people, and now, it all leads to this. One night, one room, one moment. We can agree, we can disagree. You can love me, or you can hate me. Just don't unfriend me. It all starts right now.
Do you want the truth? Are you tired of being so confused? You feel like you're more fucked up than the lies on the evening news. Well, just step right in. We can talk about it all as friends. And if you want, we can hug and kiss and make up for the party ends. Agree or disagree, stop unfriend me. 'Cause I'm everything you want, damn sure what you need. I won't tell no lies, back up all the facts with truth. And if you can't get down with that, you must be somebody's stuff. Come on, man. Can you feel the pain? Into him now about the new world. Ain't no track. Papa's got a brand new eye.
Hey everybody, it's the chicks on the right here. We had such a blast on the Don't Unfriend Me show.
Check them out at The Dumb Show on social media or thedumbshow.com.
They stream weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern, and you guys, they are your people.
They totally are. And you can find us in all the places by visiting chicksontheright.com/links and watch us weekdays at 8 a.m. Eastern.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
What is going on, everybody? I want to apologize, Rumble. It's frustrating. Like, it's just, we cannot get it to work. And I don't know what's been going on. But it's just been absolute garbage. And it sucks. It's not a good product for you guys. It's not a good product for us. I just deleted it. That's why. I'm going to try one more time, but it's good to see everybody. Let's make sure we get this shared. Everyone seems to be coming in 5 by 5. I'm just gonna try to do a test
and see if that works, and just change the settings on Rumble. We've got 6 minutes before, so I'm just gonna do that right now and see. It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't make any sense. So I'm just gonna call it. What do you want to do? 0126? Yeah. 02 June 26. And that's good. It didn't even, my the thumbnail didn't work. I'm not even going to schedule it, okay? I'm just going to start the stream. Yeah, no scheduling. Just see if that works. Nope. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Folks, it's good to see everybody. We're going to go back and do intro, and then we're going to say screw it tonight. I don't know what else to do. I can't fix it. Rumble is cooked. Liv, can you let everybody know? Yeah. Like, they can't even get into it and chat. Yeah. There's one thing I haven't tried, and I'm willing to do it if we can just wait 2 more seconds. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, so I'm going to try. We need to replace that candle battery. Mine. Because my light is low for some reason down there. It should be much. That's a whole nother problem. Let me just try to do this. And this is the last. This isn't right. No, it can't be Safari. It doesn't make any sense. I can't hear you. It's last effort. There's people on right now. This is ridiculous. Everybody's on except us. I'm gonna have to write them an email that's not very nice. See, live. Look at this shit. It says we're live. Is it blocked? Is this a permissions thing? It's possible that it's getting blocked. No. It doesn't make any sense. It says we're live, and nobody's even able to come in here and do anything. What a frustrating piece of shiznit. Nobody's even in here. Can somebody go into Rumble and just, like, can you even get in? Weird. So strange. Yeah, it's showing that it's booked. It's showing that we're live. We're broadcasting. Bitrate resolution. Olivia's in here. But it's not broadcasting, huh? Yeah. But it's not broadcasting, is it? No. So weird. Screw it. We got to go without Rumble. Go to. You do it. Yeah. Let everybody know. Let everybody know. All right. You know what? We gave it a good stab. And you know what? That's what it's all about, right? It's about doing whatever you can. And we did what we can. But we got 2 minutes until the 8 o'clock hour. We've moved the show from 8 to 10. And the reason why we've done that is because we're trying to make sure we give you a show. And unfortunately, we weren't able to tonight, but we'll get it next time. No problem. Appreciate it, Deborah. No problem at all. All right, so let's get through this. We got, Rumble's broken. I'm going to reach out to him tomorrow and give him hell. So May 27th, obviously, is done. Ryan Samuels was on the show. Great show. Damani Felder will be on June 5th. Ryan Weaver on June 10th. Can't wait for Ryan Weaver. That's going to be fun. 8 days. Dave Bond. It's I'm not. It's up. Okay. Okay. All right, love you. Thanks. Dave Bondi, June 19th, reporter who walked away from major news outlets in order to create his own media channel. He is a really, really good dude, and you guys will love him. We've had him on before, and we are going to have him on again, so we're pretty excited about that. After that, we've got Gary Brugman, who was a Border Patrol agent who was pardoned by Trump. That should be really an interesting show. And then Tim Brown, who went down in Tower 2, was in Tower 2 when Tower 2 went down. My gosh. That is going to be an incredible, incredible show. And how he survived that, what life is like after that horrific day. And we're really excited to talk to him. So we will make sure we do that, and we'll see you guys on July 8th for that. That should be a great show. Sorry about Rumble. You don't even show up in my feed, Jeff. Is that on Rumble? Yeah, Rumble's broken, dude. Rumble hates us for some reason, and I don't know why. And I'm going to reach out to him tomorrow, and I'm going to give him hell. And I'm just going to tell him either fix it or we're out of here. Donations are up on the board, $300, folks. I showed you guys a glimpse of the coins that we're going to have for the 250 celebration. Those will be available up on the show. But if you haven't had a chance, please help us out. Go over to the Dumb Show, pick up some coffee, some hats, some shirts, whatever you want. All quality stuff. Trust me, the best thing about us is our retail shop. Everyone will tell you that the retail store is amazing. $300 are up on the board for donations. Please do us a favor, if you could, is since we've already been on for an hour, literally, I mean, that's really what it is, even though you haven't necessarily been able to spend that time with us. We've been on for almost an hour now, and we need some help. If you wouldn't mind helping us out with donations, we're going to be on probably until after 10 o'clock. So good to see everybody. Let's get going. We're already somewhat behind. If you guys could tell your Rumble people, Rumble friends, that we are on all other channels but Rumble tonight, just because Rumble sucks. Hit that like button. LA homelessness. So from California, from Los Angeles proper, Ventura County, wasn't Los Angeles County, so to speak, Orange County, Riverside, but lived in all of those areas at one point or another, lived in San Diego. We've done a lot. And the one thing I know about California is, although it's a beautiful place, the infrastructure is absolutely horrendous. And whether it's fire, whether it's droughts and water shortages, the best way that I can describe it is California is a high desert. And that is just the truth. It has very, very high mountains, high plateaus, and it's a high desert in most places. And the coast is not California proper. California proper is predominantly hot and dry, and although nice weather, it can get 106, 110 in Northern California and some Southern California spots, and it's pretty miserable. And it's really, if you live on the coast, which I did in Ventura right by the beach, it's foggy till like 1 o'clock in the afternoon every single day. You know, but it has its pluses and minuses. But I will tell you, in 1991, my brother was living right off the beach, and you know, probably a quarter mile away, and had a studio-style apartment that he shared with 6 people, no bedrooms. It literally was a kitchenette, 2 closets, and then a living room that was probably 500 square feet. And 6 people were living in there. That was $2,700 a month. That was back in 1991. California has always been a complete shit show as far as cost. And if you look at homelessness, you can't fix the problem, because unfortunately, in all economic systems, there are winners and there are losers. And capitalism has more winners than losers, but by a very small amount. But you can go and look at every other system of government, And unless the government fudges the numbers, one is by not having a national defense, or making sure that mental retardation or Down syndrome or kids with handicaps aren't born and are aborted, because that's the methodology of what they do in the Scandinavian country. There are many ways, and plus not having a diverse population. They don't allow people from sub-Saharan Africa in their communities, and they don't thrive there. Not saying that that's a racial thing. It's a statistical thing, folks, because 51% of the crime in the United States that's felonious is owned by African Americans. They only own 16% of the population. Scandinavian countries has decided not to accept that, minus Belgium and a few others. Luxembourg and a couple of other cities and countries who have decided to go ahead and allow a small portion, but their immigration processes are stringent. Now, does that mean that if you allow black people in your community, you're going to have massive crime? No, that's not what I said. What I said is if you have Democrat policy where you stick them all in the inner city in the lowest poverty areas and don't provide jobs and get them on government welfare, and crime and drugs are really a secondary result to working at Subway for $12 an hour, then you're going to have crime. So California has a lot of crime, a lot of homelessness, a lot of problems with infrastructure. Electricity is a nightmare. They have rolling blackouts constantly. You have to throttle your AC in the most liberal of cities, and it's got its problems. But LA homelessness, there is a seated and ugly underbelly to this, and it's you're not being told the whole truth. So here's a video on homelessness, and this was actually done earlier today on Fox, and it's pretty good. Listen.
The city, 64% from outside Los Angeles. Notably, 40% of the homeless in Los Angeles come from other states, 6% from other countries. Next, public safety. For many voters, quality of life issues aren't political talking points. They are what they see and live every day on their streets and in their parks and in their neighborhoods. Here's one voter explaining why she says she's ready for change.
Karen tricked us. She don't get to do that twice. Now, you come in here all the way to Crenshaw from the Palisades, and we all got something in common? Let's do it.
And any conversation about Los Angeles today has to include the wildfires. Spencer Pratt knows that personally. He lost his home, just like thousands of other families. More than 11,000 homes were destroyed, and 60% only.
So, homelessness, what's the solution? Well, I'm here to always bring you the facts, and I'm going to defend Karen Bass a little bit. But remember, that defense isn't going to last very long, because with the positive that can come from lowering homelessness 4% to 9.1% over the last couple of years, there's a reason why that took place. And let me give you an example. A lot of people believe that the energy crisis would be solved by something called cold fusion, or having some sort of particle where they can take superheated plasma and take it to the next phase, control plasma from exploding in a sealed, non-permeable device, and create enough pressure which can create superheated plasma, which would be very similar to the sun. And the energy that would put off would be so incredible that obviously containment would be difficult from an energy release perspective, from a heat perspective, from a distribution perspective, from a pressure perspective. But I digress. Whether it's cold fusion or some sort of superheated plasma that would resemble our sun, certainly not by scope and size and volume and BTUs and all of that. But from an energy perspective, a very small, like a nuclear reactor, could solve the energy crisis. I mean, that's the theory. Do I believe that the superheated plasma is the way to go? No, I think it's dangerous, and I don't believe that you could contain the amount of pressure that would have. I believe that's God. But cold fusion is a possibility, at least in theory. So let's just say that cold fusion comes around and it's an amazing product. Well, it won't be free. We know this. We'll have to retrofit our homes to make sure that we all have the proper way to distribute that energy. And let's just say that, yes, it is a limitless amount of energy for the world, which, yay, everyone celebrates. But let's go ahead and say that that now costs $2,500 per household more a year. Is it worth it? I think most people would say no, because they would want cheap energy. They don't care about it being clean. They'll revolt. They don't give a shit. And the reason why is, let's take a look at gas. There's different octanes of gas. 95, 96, 97, whatever it is, the octanes of gas. And the price differential is, about a quarter a gallon. And people choose the lower octane because it's cheap. Now, some people are anal retentive and have a V8 or have a super sprucey vehicle, and they go ahead and put the high octane stuff in there. But they do that because they've made a trade-off. They have the income to do so. But most people just put the lower shit in their car and call it good. There's an option for a cleaner, more effective gas that gives you better mileage, better on your engine, better on your car, and you choose the shitty one. That would be the same thing with energy. So when we look at California and we look at the price, you have to make the comparative analysis like this. Can you stop homelessness? Sure. It's really simple. Build a shit ton of free homes and regulate them. Build vertical. Don't build out, because that's California property. Go up, not out. And you would put Section 8 type housing, and you would create apartment style MDU, multi-dwelling units. You would put 2 to 4 homeless people per unit, and you would solve the problem. That's wonderful. Great. That solves it. Okay. Now you got to go ahead and solve for income. Okay. We'll give them a stipend for the first year. We'll give them free education. Okay, great. We'll give them drug rehab. That'll all be a part of this community. It'll be a one-stop all. It'll have a school in it. It'll have this. It'll have that. And we can put 77,000 homeless people in California in one spot. Okay, done. Great. Create a small city. We can call it the Homeless Home Shelter. Okay? But the problem is it possible? Sure. How much does it cost? $200 billion. Okay. You know what? No. Let them die. And every taxpayer would say that. We would rather have a new Staples Center, a new hockey rink. So new forum. We're not going to pay for that. Sandra Casey donated $10. Thank you, Sandra. So happy you're on. So happy that you're happy that I'm on. So you're not going to pay for that. Nobody is. Nobody's going to. Why are you going to pay $200 billion in taxes because some guy can't get a job, get off drugs, and get into a home? Well, he's mentally, okay, great. Well, then he should go into an asylum. Nobody's going to pay that. So this is the Karen Bass approach. Let's go ahead and spend an exuberant amount of money, and we will get nominal results. And that's exactly what has happened here. How much did it cost to reduce homelessness in Los Angeles? So this is years of historic investment. It is a small but yet significant decline. And the reason why is the numbers look good. Los Angeles County, overall decline in homelessness, 4% down. Okay. I mean, that's good. That's great. If you have 10 people, 0.4. Oh, wait a second. Maybe it's not so good. 4% is not even a whole person. So it's 0.4 out of 10 get a home. So now it's 20. That's still not. That's 0.8. So basically 25. 25 people said nope, and 1 got a house or an apartment. Is that good? I don't think so. It's a great number on paper. It's down 4%, but does it mean anything? No. I mean, that could have been more died from COVID, more relocated, went to other areas of other states, went to Arizona instead of California, moved to Virginia. We don't know. Unsheltered decline on the streets, 9.5%. Now, that's different. But is that homelessness? That means they're off the street, but they're still in a shelter, 9.5% down. Well, that's better. That's 1 out of 10. That's one body out of 10. Now, the city of Los Angeles is 3.4% overall decline, and unsheltered decline is 7.9. So let's put it into numbers. 72,308 homeless individuals in Los Angeles County, 43,699 homeless individuals in the city of Los Angeles alone. More than half, 60% of the homeless in California is from LA County. I don't care that LA County would literally take 24 hours to drive around, because it does. That's how big it is. Los Angeles County will take 24 hours to drive all the way around it. How do I know? Well, because I drove around the entire circumference, or not circumference, the square of Denver, Colorado. That takes about, when it comes to the city of Denver, about 2.5 to 3.5 hours, depending. Traffic now, it could take 6. But if you're just flat out driving, that's Denver. If you've been to Denver, and that's going through Saudi Aurora, that's Evergreen, it's all that Denver proper, okay? You do that in LA, it'll take you 24 hours to drive all the way around it, and that's not with traffic. Folks, that's incredible. It takes you a full day to drive across frickin' Texas. That's how big California, Los Angeles County is. And they own 43,700 people out of the 72,000 that are homeless. That's an incredible stat. But it declined. So is that good? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at why it helped. More shelter, more housing, encampment enforcement, intensive outreach, eviction prevention, increased funding. All good. All good. All good things, right? You know they're good things. But the decline is too damn small for the investment. This is where I was making the analogy with energy. Yeah, you might have an energy that'll solve the whole thing. It's the new sliced bread. It's the Band-Aid of topical solutions. But not for this dollar amount. The city of Los Angeles spent $1.3 billion annually on homeless programs. Los Angeles County alone spent $908 million, might as well be $1 billion. California State spent $24 billion to $37 billion on homelessness between 2019 and 25. Now, why don't they know the number? Well, because there's so much fraud. They can't identify if it truly went to homelessness. So LA's motto of investing for today for a better tomorrow doesn't help the citizens at all. They pay higher taxes. They pay higher fuel costs. They pay more on everything. And that doesn't help the average everyday citizen, because you're choosing the homeless. Now, this isn't including that we don't even know what their legal status is. Most of the people who are homeless, surprisingly enough, have questionable legal status. So how do you feel for providing shelter, job, education, vocational experience, health insurance, drug addiction treatment, psychological support for homeless people who may be illegal? Well, you don't. Nobody likes that. So the question is the juice worth the squeeze? Is a 4% drop in homelessness something that you should be proud of? Sure, you should be proud of it. You should run on it. But don't be surprised when you get the question of how can you justify a 4% increase when you spent $25 billion on a program in 7 years that has had a insignificant effect towards the actual problem? Let me ask you a question. If we cured 4% more of cancer patients, would we consider that to be a monumental change out of the 300,000 some odd people who are diagnosed with it annually? Would that be monumental? No, it's not. In fact, it's probably an outlier. It's not a big enough change to warrant some sort of medical research or give somebody, prizes and riches beyond their their wildest dreams of success because they somehow found a cure for cancer. No, the 4% of the people is a nominal number. Now, not to those 4%, but the question is that a good number? Well, if it was simply changing diet and getting off certain medications and people actually exercising, eating food, and being aware that fatty liver and fatty brain and fatty heart are deadly and can lead to issues, and eating certain carcinogenic foods is not good for you. And we had an advertising budget of $100 million to do that. And over 7 years, we save 4%. Now that's a win. Because in the end, whether you want to break it down by day, whether you want to break it down by life, whether you want to break it down by comparative contrast, those numbers are realistically acceptable. But what if I told you it was $27 billion to save? Is that worth it? Well, to those 4%, it sure is. But to the rest of America, we might ask the question, So remember, right, Jane says, unless you are the one cured. Right. But you're not putting $27 billion into it. Everyone else is. Everyone else is adding $262 to their annual tax bill when they already are paying $6.01 for a gallon of gasoline. They're already paying $10,000 for a home that they would be able to get for $2,200 anywhere else in the country. They're already paying for devastation on fires. They're paying for homeless. They're paying for immigration. They're paying for the police force. They're paying for the drug cleanups and the street cleanups. They're paying for falling bridges and insurance claims against the city because they're not rebuilding infrastructure. They're paying for a light rail system that will never get completed. And the reason why is there's so much regulation in California that nobody can build it on time or on budget because they have to jump through a million proverbial hoops. Utah, good to see you, hon. Welcome back. So yeah, it's worth it to the curable, but it's not worth it to the taxpayer. And that is a problem. Now, if you want to go ahead and stop homelessness, what do? Well, you clean up the streets. You don't give that to be an option. And if you're a vagrant, you're arrested. That's the way this works. You clear up the camps and you bulldoze it, you clean it, you get a street sweeper in there, you put some Formula 409 and some Windex and some hydrochloric acid, and you bleach the whole area, and you clean it. And you put these people in jail. And you get them a hearing. And the judge looks across to them and says, you're going to have a cognitive test. Are you able to psychologically, with presence of mind and body, make sound decisions as a member of this society, as a Los Angeles native or Los Angelinos? The answer is no. Okay, you're going to be going to an asylum. And you're going to be evaluated for 72 hours. And then by the recommendation of the doctor, we're going to put you on Lizopan or get you intense psychotherapy. But whatever it is, it's going to be a lot cheaper than having you piss all over businesses and drive tourism out of our state and spread ill-begotten fecal matter all over the place and not being a productive member of society. It's going to be cheaper for us to do this in the short term and take some of that $25 billion and actually put it to solutions versus just kicking the can down the road. Or you're going to jail because this is your 7th time. No, Yenny, stop it. This is your 7th time sleeping in the streets. Now you're going to prison. Or we're going to introduce you to a new program. And here's the program. And this is where a lot of our budget's going to go. But this is going to be a vocational program. And you're going to be entered into it. And you're going to have transportation to work. You're going to be working on the buddy system. You're going to be living in a home that can support other homeless people. And these programs are going to go ahead and get you a vocational trade and train you with education. If you need some help with drug addiction, whatever, we're going to give you a helping hand. And in the end, you're going to do things that the California state penal system or some sort of third-party contractor is willing to do to hire these people to come in and do something. It's probably going to be industry. It's probably going to be picking vegetables and shit, working on farm, maybe roofing a home with new shingles. I don't know. But whatever it is, it's going to be manual labor, it's going to be cheap, and it's not going to be fun. But it's better than living on the street. What do you say? Screw you, I don't want to do it. Go to jail. Yes, I want to do it. Great. You have 2 strikes. You don't show up to, or 3 strikes. You don't show up to work one day. You go ahead and you get popped on a piss test, whatever. You're going to prison. And that's how you stop homelessness. Because this might sound strange, folks, but this is what we did for decades. For decades. And then we started enabling these people. We closed down the mental institutions. Yes, conservatives have some responsibility there. We know that. Ronald Reagan did it. Bill Clinton went ahead and continued it. Bush took part in it. We know this. But it's time to get these asylums back up. But this is what we used to do. Exactly that. Those are the choices. You want to stop homelessness, stop empowering people to be homeless. Stop treating them like it's a choice that is acceptable in a society where ultimately you are based upon the productivity that you can do until you reach an age where you no longer have to do it again. That's called retirement. People are like, oh my God, do you really want to work 60 years and then just spend the last 18 years of your life in a chair and whittling away? No, I would love to not work. I would love to do a podcast for the rest of my life. But unfortunately, this is work. This is a job. And I've worked harder at this than I've done anything in my life. And trust me, I don't think many people who know me would ever claim that I'm not a hard worker. But this is what we have in America, and this is what we do, and this is the life we have. And if you don't like it, move. If you don't like it, do something else. That's it. That's it. So moving on, let's go to some of these candidates. And since we've got this candidate race in California, no, do I think that those states want to get rid of the homeless situation? Yes, but they don't have solutions that require accountability to do it. They see them as victims. They see them as unfortunate cases. They see them as lost puppies. Spay and neuter your pet or save your local homeless person. They need to stop having bleeding hearts and treat these people with the solutions to the problem. It's not going to be easy. You're going to have people who are going to go to prison. You're going to have people who are going to go to mental institutions, and you're going to have people who are going to go on work furlough and programs. And then you're going to have some people who are just going to be like, screw this. I'm just going to go get a job and I'm not going to live on the street anymore. You're going to have a lot of things. Or some people are just going to leave California and try to migrate into another state that's less demanding. Whatever it is, that's that state and that city's problem. Do I think California wants to stop homelessness? Sure. They threw $25 billion at it. Of course they want to stop it. Will they? No. But stop empowering these people. Stop giving them, alternatives to heroin and giving them, step-down drugs that they're just going to get addicted to. Stop giving them needles. Stop giving them condoms. Stop giving them their Social Security. Seriously. You have to have a legal residence to get your Social Security check. Where do you live? I live at the homeless shelter. Okay, here's your check. I don't. Okay, give us an address where you live and then we'll get you a check. So you're telling me I can't get my... No, you can't. No, you can't because you need a legal address. This is the shit that needs to stop. These are very simple steps to make homelessness, maybe not a thing of the past, but at least a better result than 4%. But this is the problem, folks. This is the problem, is it's not that they don't want to solve it. They don't know how. Even Pratt he's not saying these things. At least it's an idea. How are you going to pay for it? I don't know. How are you going to pay for the $25 billion you already paid for? How are you going to pay $200 billion for a freaking light rail that hasn't even laid track yet? I don't know. Maybe stop making excuses. It's not a revenue problem for California. It's the state taxing its people into poverty, and they're sick of it, and they're leaving. And it's why I left. It's why Olivia left. It's why everyone who was in California that had any common sense left. California is literally run by Democrats, and it is a reflection of all the Democrat-run cities. This is what happens. There's only one state in the union that actually runs super efficiently that's under Democrat control. But you know what? They don't run it like Democrats. They run it like conservatives. And they don't have the same reaction that other conservative city or other liberal cities do. Massachusetts is liberal as liberal can be. But there's a level of accountability, especially in Boston. And there's a reason why. If you take a look at Boston, and the great city of Boston, is it's segmented, just like Philly. And there's the good parts, and there's the bad parts. And they don't let the bad parts take over the white parts. And that's unfortunate, but that's the truth. Massachusetts doesn't run it like a liberal city. They have representation. They're old school Democrats. They're blue dogs. And I don't like their policies, but they work. They worked for forever. We didn't have this. Go look 1970, 1980, 1990. Look at all the cities. Of course, Los Angeles was still a shithole. But you go back to 50s and 60s, and Los Angeles was a paradise. It was a paradise. Detroit wasn't always a shithole. Pittsburgh wasn't always a shithole. Philadelphia wasn't always a shithole. Newsom, let's go into this candidate race. All candidates speak in California. The mayoral race, the gubernatorial race, these are the two big ones going on right now. And we'll cover a little bit of it tonight. But here is each candidate saying their final statement to the media before polls open this morning. Here, watch this.
My final message to voters is, in the last few years, we brought down homelessness for the first time, 2 years in a row. 42,000 units of housing, crime rates down to 60 years low. We have the Olympics and the World Cup coming. Los Angeles is ready for an incredible recovery.
Well, Angelenos are feeling that this city is moving in the wrong direction. What I'm offering is urgency to tackle the issues that are at the forefront of people's minds and a real plan to address our cost of living crisis and our homelessness crisis.
My opponents are the reason the city's failing. So anything they say is just more lies. They know with me, we're changing what's going on. We're stopping it. So it's not like a closing argument. They're already excited about me. The reason I'm here is because I'm not like these people. I don't have the experience of failing like they have.
So listen, do I anticipate that Pratt gets in tonight? I think so. I think he's got a really good shot. I think they want to send a message to Bass. I think they want to scare her. Do I think that Bass probably wins in November? Maybe. Not sure yet. I want to see what happens with Pratt. If Pratt's there and he's in it, and it's a very clear message to Bass that things need to change. I believe Los Angelenos residents are ready for change. Bobby asked about the war on drugs, and now he in jail for taking people's rights away. Where has that gotten him? Are you that dumb? Bobby, I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. No, not anyone spoke about the war on drugs. I don't know where you came up with that. So am I that dumb? I don't know. First of all, your English is lacking. So throwing rocks in a glass house and pointing out my intellectual superiority or inferiority probably isn't that bright when you can't even complete a sentence. And second, nobody's talking about the war on drugs. I don't know what you're talking about. So am I that dumb? Yes, I seem to be ignorant to what you're talking about. Call the phone number 276-200-2105 or ask another question in English, please. I like his character. I like his passion. I like his marketing. I like he's firebrand. Does he have policies? No. And I really haven't heard anything. But you know, he's going to have a chance to pick a cabinet, and people might just say we would rather put somebody in there who isn't a shill, who isn't a grifter, who knows how to manipulate the system so they don't steal from us anymore. I don't know. I don't know. But we'll know a little bit more tonight, won't we? That'll be great. Here is the breakdown on the race.
Voters in California headed to the polls today, and this could be epic. Two matchups getting national attention. That race for Los Angeles mayor seeing some big momentum for Spencer Pratt. Many voters there angry at the current Democrat mayor, Karen Bass, who failed to clean up rampant homelessness and fentanyl-ridden streets. I'm Harris Faulkner. You are in the Faulkner Focus. Upstart candidate Pratt exploding in popularity. He's making a competitive run to lead the nation's second largest city. And he's calling for some common sense solutions to problems that have long plagued L.A., which include the homelessness I just mentioned, drug addiction, and so much more. A Washington Post writer characterized it as, quote, breathtaking squalor, and adds to that the Palisades fire.
So obviously it's going to be some big numbers. Duterte's Philippines war on drugs. Uncle Ben's wild white rice. Montgomery wards had nice wrenches. Giza dream sheets come in 7 different topical colors that are all conducive to the average middle-class bedroom in America. The human brain weighs 8 pounds. There are 7 layers to the atmosphere. The same matter can't occupy the same space. Transcending the depths of universal contemplation beset by paradox is an enigma wrapped in a puzzle and wrapped in a riddle. Confucius says, man with itchy butthole who goes to sleep wakes up with stinky finger. Dude, what the fuck are you talking about? We're not talking about the war on drugs. What are you talking about, man? You, just because you say it again doesn't mean it's any clearer. What is your point? I'm glad Rumble's online. For those of you who are waiting for Rumble to go online, it's back online. Confucius say, man who go to sleep with itchy butt wake up with stinky finger. You can thank my dad for that one. Gavin Newsom and his wife. Oh my God. Listen. No, he didn't. No, he didn't, Bobby. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Lay it out for me. Lay it out for me. Give me the steps. Give me the steps. Give me the steps. So you're telling me that having asylums, having prisons, and having some sort of work reload program and vocational assistance for the people who are the willing, but actually on the street, not because of drug addiction, not because of crime, but actually because of unfortunate circumstances, which may only be 10% of the population, but it's still something that you can help with, right? Because we don't have to be insensitive assholes. You're telling me that this has been tried before? Specifically that. And what does that have to do with the Philippines? Just help me understand. I'm interested. Because I'm going to look it up for you. We'll find out together. Rodrigo. Rodrigo Duterte did not have a single homeless plan like some Western cities. His approach focused on housing construction, relocation programs, anti-poverty assistance, and moving informal settlers into government housing. Some of the major steps he pursued were Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development, right, which is HUD, to centralize housing. I didn't say to do HUD. Expanded government housing projects. Administration reported finance in building more than 1 million housing units. I didn't say to do that. Continued and expanded cash assistance programs for poor and homeless. I didn't say to do that. Supported some urban poor families occupying vacant government housing in Panday, Bulacan. Offered. I didn't say to do that. Launched the Bellini Filipino Housing Initiative. Okay, I didn't say to do that. His goal was essentially to reduce homelessness. Okay, so everything that you just mentioned had nothing to do with what I said. And second, it's the Philippines. And one of the poorest countries in the area. You might want to say Sri Lanka. But other than the Philippines, it has some of the most poor, run-down cities. How do I know this? I've been there. So have you, I'm sure. Maybe you haven't. I don't know. You have the United States of America with the fourth largest economy in the world, dropped to fifth, actually, with an insane amount of debt. California can solve this problem. You want to know how California can solve this problem? Because they already solved this problem. This problem is because of progressives running Los Angeles. If you just solve the problem in all of California, the entire state, you're still going to have, what, 49,000 people who are homeless in Los Angeles County? That sounds like a Los Angeles problem, not a California problem. Yes, he did. I'd rather talk to you in person by phone, 276-200-2105. You just came in here, calling people dumb. But everything you just listed, I just listed. There's nothing about insane asylums. There's nothing about prison sentences. There's nothing about relocation when it comes to, or not relocation, but vocational training and work programs for the people who actually are veterans, the people who want to have a house, the people who made some poor choices. Then call in, bro. The number's right there. Just understand, if you start going ahead and trying to insult people and calling them stupid, you better be able to back it up. But comparing the Philippines to the United States is a ridiculous notion. That's like saying because something works in Sweden or a Scandinavian country, it would work in one of the largest countries and the richest country in the world. The United States has 332 million people. What works in Sweden doesn't work here. What works in Canada doesn't work here. And the reason why is because Canada and Sweden have the luxury of the United States backing them up, or a neighbor in Canada, and also treaties with NATO that allow them not to have a military. Because if they did have to have a military, I wonder how free that healthcare would be. Anyway, you got the number. I don't care if he's in jail. That has nothing to do with the conversation. That's a deflection. That's a red herring argument. I didn't bring him up. You did. You tell me why he's in jail right now. Probably because I would assume embezzlement. I'd probably assume that something to do with white collar crime, maybe drug use. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm not an expert on the subject. But what I can tell you is that has nothing to do with what I'm saying. And you saying, why is he in jail right now? I don't know, and I don't fucking care because it has nothing to do with the conversation. You brought him up, yo. Sorry, call the phone number. We're done. Here's Newsom and his wife. And this is interesting because this is completely antithetical to what California and every single politician should be pushing, which is to have the patriarchal and matriarchal society having children. And here they are, a married couple. Now let me ask you a question. If you're a Christian, do you celebrate Catholicism? Well, yes, because Catholicism and Christianity are synonymous as forms of Christianity, right? Whether it's a Roman Catholic or a Protestant or a Baptist, there's commonality in the religions. But let me ask you a question. As a Christian, do you celebrate Yom Kippur? Do you celebrate Ramadan? No. Of course you don't. Why? Well, because it's antithetical to your best interest and your theology that you believe in. Well, let me ask you a question. How about Juneteenth? You celebrate Juneteenth? Well, of course you don't. If you're white, you don't celebrate Juneteenth. Unless you're a activist, George Soros funded liberal, you don't give a shit about that. Why? Well, because you're not black. And you celebrate another day to recognize your independence from England, which would be July 4th. So let me ask you another question. Would you go ahead and if you are a gun enthusiast, you believe in home security and the right to protect yourself, would you vote for a liberal politician who wanted to go ahead and take guns? Of course not. Of course not. No, you wouldn't do that. Why wouldn't you do that? Well, because you're not going to vote against yourself. So if you are a straight couple who's married to a woman, man and woman, a real man and a real woman, why would you celebrate gay pride? Why? Do they celebrate straight pride for you? No, of course not. I don't care. Bro, okay. I don't care. I'm going to read it anyway. Rodrigo is in custody at International Criminal Court, The Hague, Netherlands, to face trial against humanity. Charges stem for thousands of extrajudicial killings and during his notorious war on drugs. Substantial grounds to believe criminal responsible for crimes against humanity, murder, torture. Okay, great. What does that have to do with me? Sounds like a socialist. What does that have to do with the topic? Nothing you said has anything. It sounds like you read a book and now you want to share it with the world. Sorry, dude. You're making associations to what I'm saying that has nothing to do with anything I said. I don't know what to tell you. So here's Newsom and his wife. Enjoy this.
Pride is a celebration of community, of love, and of authenticity.
It's also the product of decades and decades of resistance, of people standing in defiance of hatred and in defiance of bigotry.
Again and again, we've seen people stand up when they're told to sit down, taking on systems that seemed impossible to change and demanding better.
There has been so much progress made. It's another point of pride for this community, but the fight is still alive today. And know this, the state of California stands with you.
This community has never shied away from a challenge. So this month is a chance to recharge, to come together in unity and celebration of all of the joy this community brings.
JD Stillwell, thank you for the donation, JD. I appreciate you, JD. Thanks so much.
LGBTQ community and all the many ways they've made California great.
No matter where you are or what your situation may be, no matter if you're out or not, or if you're still figuring things out, we are proud of you. And we hope that you are proud of who you are too.
Happy Pride, California.
Happy Pride, California.
Make sure I understand this. If you've accomplished nothing, or if you've accomplished something in an indiscriminate way, with absolutely no merit, with no rating or performance evaluation or metric or meritocracy in any way, shape, or form, we're proud of you. We're proud of you for nothing. What is that? What is that even? If I was gay, I would be like, that is some of the biggest shit I've ever heard in my life. Yes, I had to ban Bobby. First of all, don't spam my page. Second of all, if you want to call in, call in. Don't ask to call in and then go ahead and it's just not going to work. So, we have gay listeners, lesbian listeners. What did you take away from that? What was the thing that made you go, oh, wow, you know what? I'm proud. That is what is known as virtue signaling. Yes, that's his wife. Yeah. I'm not sure if that's the wife that he cheated on with his campaign manager, but yeah, that's his wife. And she seems just lovely, but she's not. She's nuts, just like him. So there's Gavin Newsom, because we're more worried about pride. Jane, thank you, but I don't care about the hockey game. I think the Canes are going to kick the living shit out of Vegas. I'll be surprised if the Canes don't sweep them. Shocked. Canes are really good. So that's it. No idea what that's about. No idea what benefit any homosexuals got from that. I don't think any of them did. Honestly, I think they probably listened to that and probably said, what a dick. What a complete dick. It's just virtue signaling. You guys have heard of this? I don't know if I have his name right. The Jolly Roger Green Patriot. This guy who literally wears his military service all over the place. He's the one that went out and with ICE went out to Washington, D.C. and questioned Trump, and then got into the ICE officers' faces and screamed at him and said he was a veteran and carrying an American flag. And right. And his entire service is questionable. Yeah, he's back and he's calling for civil war. And I just want to let you know I am acquiesced to his request. I'm ready. I think everybody is. So he can go ahead and just do it whenever he wants to. Folks, but before we watch that, I've got to get goal up. We're not doing too well tonight, $30. It's because of the late arrival. We got a whole bunch of people watching. If you can't donate to the show, you can at least throw a like on the show. It helps. Take a second, watch our new commercial for donations. It's actually quite good. We worked on it this weekend, and take a second. Just 2 minutes. Enjoy.
What the hell is that? It's a boy on a broom? Well, don't open the window. Bloody hell!
Muggles, I'm sorry for using magic outside of Hogwarts, but I'm in dire need. Have any of you Muggles seen my golden ball?
Did he just say he's looking for his gold balls? I think he said golden ball.
Right you are. You two are very bright witches.
You really are the brightest witch of your age.
Did he just call us bitch? It's a Harry Potter movie. You have to keep it PG-13.
You know my name? I am Harry Potter. That means you know where it is.
No, we haven't seen it.
Well, you can buy a new one at the Dumb Show. You get 10% off for using code DUMB10.
Bloody brilliant! 10 points to Gryffindor.
Did he just call us Griffin whores?
If you want to take part in more adventures, you too can donate to The Dumb Show. You can go to thedumbshow.com/donate. We take PayPal, Venmo, credit card, and you can even send us an owl at P.O. Box 2, Round Hill, Virginia 20142. Please make sure to leave your name and a message, and we will share it on the next show. Live weekdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And remember, them Dumbledore sent you too.
Okay, seriously? What's a Fumblesaur?
Thanks for watching. It was fun to make. We did that last night. No.
This is the Don't
Stupid. Bored. There's the new donation commercial. Mel forced us to do it and said that we had to. She took Yenny hostage and wouldn't give her back. So if you guys like the commercial, thought it was cute, you can go to thedumbshow.com/donate, and we will do one next year. Once a year is all you're getting out of us. Anyway, I think it's the Jolly Ginger, whatever, Jolly Green Giant, whatever. This guy is interesting. Listen to this. Hope you guys enjoy it. Please do us a favor. Help out the show. $300. We're at 30, 270 to hit the show tonight. Thanks.
I'll just say the thing that needs to be said that I've been avoiding saying for a long time and that nobody else is saying on the internet. Because if you're saying on the internet, it could end poorly for you. But I don't care. I'm going to say it anyway.
Doesn't he look like he should be on Lord of the Rings and carrying an axe and have a real short disposition with dwarf tossing? Nice hair.
And here's the thing. What's happening right now in this country is already past the line. We've already passed what should have been the line for revolution. What's happening right now with ICE and with everything else is our Boston Tea Party, right? Like our Boston.
Bro, when you're out of breath sitting down, you don't get to talk about a revolution and a civil war. Your entire movement will be wiped out with one Reaper drone. It's like, I love these guys. Let's have a civil war. Let's fight the government. Good luck. And all of these preppers, all of these 3%ers, if you are not focused on being defensive and going underground and hoping that they don't have a drug sniffing dog, hoping that they don't have FLIR, hoping that your electronic footprint is absolutely zero, hoping that they didn't watch you build it for all those years, you have a 3% chance of avoiding capture, no matter how good you are, John J. Rambo. If you want to go on the offense, you will lose 100% of the time against the U.S. government. You're not fighting the government. You could deter the government, but you're not winning. You're not fighting. That's not the way this works. You people are morons. You have no idea what the U.S. government is capable of. You've seen a little bit of it with Iran, with Venezuela, and you think some 300-pound fat retired military guy who is out of breath on the couch and has a neck beard because he's afraid of showing his 4 chins is somehow going to make the government cream its panties? No, bro. No, bro. It looks like his name should be Dolganth. Dolganth of Christeria. What a doofus.
Party moment. Like taxation without...
You know what, bro? You get the first wanker.
Wank!
It's for you.
Representation. Well, we are at the point where we don't have rights. We've sacrificed all of our rights so that corporations can be rich. We've sacrificed...
What rights? What rights? Name the right. Name the right. Name one of the 27 amendments. Name which right has been expunged from the Bill of Rights. Name the right. What right do you not have? What right has been taken away? Walk me through it. Tell me the name, he who may not be showered. Let me know. There isn't. There's not one right that you don't have from before 2016 up until this day. You can go back 40 years, 50 years. You have all the rights. You're a man, dude. You have had rights longer than anyone else. You're a white dude. You've really had rights longer than everyone else. You're not oppressed. You're a ginger. And you deserve every bit of hatred you have just because you're a redhead. Other than that, ginger hate is real, and I feel for you. But there are beard dyes and hair dyes, and it looks like you deal with a lot of salon products, and you should be able to figure that out. But dude, I understand that you think you're a part of something special, that you're a U.S. gravy seal for Meal Team 6. And you can throw cutlery better than anybody. You've never seen me with a spoon. My flatulence will devastate divisions of men. It'll bring airplanes down. I can sink a submarine. I know submarines are unsinkable because they sink. This guy is such a dildo.
It's all of our rights so that billionaires can exist. And I don't give a fuck how you feel about that. That's the fact. I don't care, by the way. I'm not speaking to just blue voters. I'm talking to everybody. If you're a conservative or whatever, listen to me. I'm talking to you too. This is a class war that we're losing, and we have failed to acknowledge it because we're so divided upon these fucking blue-red lines that we've lost our fucking way. Listen, go look at what's happening in Delaney right now. Go look at what's happening. The police are literally arresting everybody just for protesting. The First Amendment, there's a reason it's number one. The First Amendment is dead. It died. It died, motherfucker. It died this year. With everything that happened in Chicago and D.C.
I'm sorry, folks. His video's been cut off because he can't have free speech. Of course not. It's on his page. It's been on his page. Nobody's taken it away.
In Minneapolis and L.A. and now in New Jersey and every place in between, the First Amendment's dead. If you think our First Amendment rights still exist, you're a fucking lunatic. I'm posting this. When I get done recording this, I'm going to post it on the internet. And there's a chance that I could face DOJ federal charges and indictments for me saying this out loud. And that thing is that
Bro, you bought your painting behind you at Bed Bath & Beyond. It's been there for 17 years, and they have literally closed most of their stores. Bed Bath & Beyond, dude. Did you use a 20% off coupon? At least save a little bit of money on that thing? Did you buy the decorative canvas prints that are all in 6x6 that go alongside it too, man? Did you get the scented candle with cherry blossoms in the wax? And of all the places in your home, you're like, that's the background I want. I want the Bed Bath & Beyond picture frame that cost me $19.99 after my 20% coupon that I yelled at the manager for because it was expired. And I said, let me talk to your manager. Who am I? I'm Karen from Geldingland. What a doofus. Did you go get a boba tea when you left Bed Bath? Were you just verklempt and exhausted from pushing that cart, couple 100 feet? By the time you did a lap, you're just like, I'm spent. I need a boba tea and a Qdoba with extra queso. I need my sodium intake. Stat.
We need a revolution. We need people to take to the streets and say, fuck it all. That's it. We're done, dude. If we don't have our 1776 moment right now, we're about to pass the point of no return. And people are going to say, oh, Johnny, you shouldn't do that. There's still hope. We can still win the midterms and take back the House, and we can still fucking hold them all accountable. You're a delusional motherfucker if you believe that. I don't give a fuck. Cancel me. Cancel.
Dude, nobody wants to cancel you, bro. You've already canceled yourself. Thomas Austin, donate 2110. He wants to go at us on the conservative side. Bring it. Yeah, me too. Could just use a vehicle camo tent to camouflage himself. Dude, nobody's going to cancel you. Nobody's coming. Nobody. There's nobody knocking at your door. The DOJ and DOD, nobody's coming. The FBI, the ATF, nobody. Nobody cares. Nobody cares what you're saying because nobody takes you seriously because you don't even take yourself seriously. I don't know what to tell you, dude. But the one thing I don't do is sit here and make myself bigger than I am. Nobody's going to cancel me. First of all, I'm uncancelable. You can't cancel me. Because I don't have an employer. I don't have a sponsor. It's me. That's all. It's it. It's me. And if you cancel me, I'll create a website. And I'll do the show there. I don't care. You're not going to cancel me. Oh, yeah, death threats. But the DOD and DOJ, shit. I still got friends that work in every alphabet agency. I guarantee that I have broken more things of a sensitive nature than you have, and nobody's coming for me. Pat Black donated. Thank you for your service and all you do for the dummies. Thank you, Pat. Appreciate you. He looks like Qbert. He does. So, dude, nobody's coming, bro. Just, you're a legend in your own mind. Nobody's coming, bro. I am the one who knocks to sell you a brand new Hoover vacuum. No, my boyfriend does the cleaning. I don't need a vacuum. Thank you. Have a nice day.
The governor of New Jersey is a Democrat governor that everybody was happy that she won the seat. Yay, Mikey Sherrill won the governorship. And she's the one that's sticking the state thugs on you right now. The governor of my state, Virginia, where I live, everybody was happy Spenberger won. I mean, even I.
You live in my state? Oh my God, that means you're Fairfax. You're like an hour away from me. You could be on my show. Sir, of noble stature, I offer you a chest full of the finest mithril. Please accompany me to my cave of good hope and speak to the echoes and all of the land. I hinteth to thee, Lord Gimli. Show up, take the dumb show challenge and receive the crest of the, dare I say, knave. No fucking IDs from Virginia. Oh, God. Oh, man, please come on my show. Dude, I would just love to listen to you just right here in person in 3D and see the hair. Have you compete with Yenny as she tries to play with that thing. Oh, my God, I would love to have you here. Please, Jolly Green Fat Ginger, show up. What's his name? Jolly Roger, Jolly Green Giant, the Jolly Marmalade Puffy guy. Somebody please go onto his page and find out. I want to know how he does his hair. Is it rollers? Is it a crimp? Is it a steamer? Inquiring minds want to know. But dude, please show up to my house. Please, Mike, make me your focus. You know what I should do? I should show up and get in a suit, rap on his door, pop, 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 pop. looking for the Jolly Green Giant. My name's Agent Smith from the anti-QRS, and we are here to LMNOP your ass. We've canceled your subscription to Grindr and your Sam's Club card. No more white box labeled vodka for you, Jolly Green Giant. You know what his hair looks like? It looks like the scene from Something About Mary when Ben Stiller's jerking off before the date because he doesn't want to blow his manhood too early and walk around with wood. So he does that. But when he exfils, he can't find it. And Mary opens the door and knocks on the door, and he's looking everywhere for it. He's looking at the ceiling. He's can't find his ejection. And he answers the door, and it's on his ear. And she goes, "Oh, is that hair gel?" And grabs it and puts it in her hair. It looks just like that. Gregory Harrison, you're the best, Matt. God bless the dumb nation. I told you not to disturb me when I'm clean. I told you not to disturb me when I'm cleaning my room.
Special Officer Dookie reporting.
I'm going to keep going on this guy. I don't get solo shows very often, you know? I got to take what I can get. Here we go. Here he is. Look at that. Look at that. It's a spitting image, isn't it? Look at that. I mean, dude, it looks like his boyfriend literally junked in his hair. Am I wrong or am I right? Am I wrong or am I right? Dude, look at that. That is fantastic, brah. Wow. I want him on the show. I mean, I want to drive a truck through his teeth. I mean, how much meth does it take to... All right, let's finish this guy.
I voted for her. I was happy Spanberger won because fuck having a Republican governor. She vetoed the rights for unions to fucking have collective bargaining. She vetoed regulations against ICE. She had a massive veto against a bunch of things that our Democrat majority House of Delegates gave to her, because at the end of the fucking day, the Democrats are nothing more than moderate conservatives. We don't have a left-wing party. We don't have it, motherfuckers. And if you think the fucking Democrats...
Are you a hard charger for U.S. Navy, U.S. Gravy SEAL Meal Team 6? Then donate to my page. I'm having a contest. I'll draw one random lucky winner. I will autograph this painting that I picked up in Okinawa when I was on the Jingjingbing Trail in the summer of 2006. Hunting, stalking my prey as a government-contracted mess cook. I'll sign it for you. You just have to pay for shipping and handling. Is that the one from Bed Bath & Beyond that says made in China? No, it's not. This is the original. How do I know? It's lithographed on the back. That looks like it's written in crayon. Shut up. You want to know good art if you sat on your face.
winning the majority in November is going to save us from this shit, then we're just going to be back here in a couple years any goddamn way. The status quo is what got us here, and the Democrats uphold the status quo. If you're a staffer on Capitol Hill and you're watching this video and you never want to let me talk to your fucking congressperson again, I don't give a fuck. I'm done, dude. I'm done.
Dude, that's because they have the restraining orders on you. You're freaking nuts. You're nuts. Dude, I'm a pretty controversial human being who asks questions that people don't like, and I don't have a restraining order against me on any congressman. You're literally a wacko. This is why you're in your apartment sitting underneath your Bed Bath & Beyond with your... It's seriously, did you paint your wall to match the fucking painting? Because it looks like you've got an avocado green wall. That's not feng shui, dude. It should be a darker wall. If you want the painting from Bed Bath & Beyond that costs you $19.99 to be the focal point of your room, it has to be a dark wall. I can't keep giving you these tips, Meal Team 6.
I'm punching my fucking card. I'm punching my fucking card. Not enough people are fucking angry. Not enough people are in the fucking streets. A revolution is not happening yet. It needs to. It's still not too late, but god damn it, it's almost too late. And if motherfuckers don't get involved, right, go look at what's happening in Delaney Hall right now. Go look at what's happening in Delaney Hall tonight. Go look. Go look.
I'm looking.
Tell me about your constitutional rights. Tell me how much they really exist. They don't.
They do.
We don't have rights anymore.
We do.
If you're not rich and wealthy, if you're not Elon Musk, if you're not Donald Trump, if you're not part of the fucking 1% billionaire class, motherfucker, any perceived power you have is nothing more than that. A perception. Cancel me. I don't give a fuck. Run this across the internet, tell everybody I'm a delusional fucking, I've gone too far and I've said too much and I'm being whatever the fuck you want to. I don't give a fuck. What I'm saying is the truth. Whether you see it now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, I don't give a fuck when you see it. But I said the truth. Fucking chew on it.
So if you don't, I'm sorry, if you idgaff, which I don't give a fuck, why are you talking about it and why are you posting about it? It's almost like you want to be canceled. It's almost like you're begging for attention. It almost seems like this is something a narcissist would do. I mean, I didn't sleep at a Holiday Inn Express, or I have a really cool Bed Bath & Beyond painting on my avocado green wall that matches the back of the painting and doesn't make it stand out and makes it look very, very bland and changes the color on your screen and makes you look like even more of a ginger. But I digress. Dark color would be good for you too, bud. Why are you doing this?
About to say the...
Well, I'm intimidated. I'll tell you what, folks. I want Captain Underpants in our Civil War brigade. If there's one guy who can bring the shit. And you know what? Here's the thing. Adam Carolla does it for me. This is explaining that guy perfectly. This is why you're right. But you don't need to be Donald Trump or Elon Musk to be happy or have power. Because here's the deal, man. It doesn't come from politicians. It doesn't come from government. It's being able to walk away from this shit and still have a fairly productive life. I've got a good house. I've got great kids. I've got a good looking wife. I've got everything I need in life. I've got a great show. I've got great people who take care of us. How much do you need? But see, like all liberals, your measurement of success is what's driving you crazy because you'll never achieve it. You never will be Donald Trump or Elon Musk, just like you won't be the quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. And the reason why is because you don't have the talent to do so. And that's okay. The world needs ditch diggers too. Some people have a set of skills that is conducive to financially being independent. Some people are intellectually superior to others, and that helps them be financially independent. Some people have physical aptitude. Some people have other endowments that makes them successful and get a hot wife who stays with them, even though they're kind of mid-looking. You won't be happy because you sublet and rent out your ability and happiness and project it onto other people. Comparison. I've said this a million times. Comparison, and everyone has their own quote on this. It is just the absolute bastion and dragon's bane to invention and innovation and success. If you constantly are comparing yourself to Elon Musk and Donald Trump, no wonder why you're upset. Because you should be setting yourself to people who are even remotely in your hemisphere, in your universe. But you're just like, damn, Pluto's so far away. I can't swim across the Atlantic. Right. But you could walk across the street. You could look around what's around your own fence instead of looking over your neighbor's fence and constantly comparing yourself. This is why Carolla nails it. Because if you think the sky is falling and all your rights are taken away and global warming is going to kill us all any day now, and, COVID is going to rear its ugly head and kill us, no wonder why you're unhappy. No wonder why you're, look like you do. Here's Carolla.
You're such a paranoid pussy that you think that COVID's going to kill you. You think that climate change is going to drown you. And you think the president of the United States is Adolf Hitler. Yeah. Well, then, of course, you're not whistling a tune. You're fucking freaked out. You're like Howard Hughes. That's how now, none of it was happening, but in Howard Hughes's head, it was happening. So he locked himself in a room and pissed in a jar. Well, that's what you're doing. But you've done it to yourself. But at least Howard Hughes was legitimately crazy. You fucking retards inflicted this on yourself.
That is the best way to describe it. It's self-inflicted depression. And like, man, get out. Listen, I deal with this stuff too. I come and I talk about politics every single night, but I don't like go and beat my wife and punch my children because I'm so upset. I don't declare I want a civil war. You're already lonely, dude. And it's like you're just throwing gasoline on the fire. Find a nice 300-pound white girl who matches your physique so you don't kill her when you sit on her, and find some happiness in the world. Go have some carnal knowledge, and maybe it's not a woman that'll make you happy. Maybe it's a man. I don't know. I don't know what your proclivity to the opposite sex is, but dude, there's so much more in life than this. Like the moment that I put this show away and I hit the close button.
Adjusting transmitter output.
The moment I do that, and I'm like, God, it was a good show, but I just. We didn't really hit it on the head. We didn't f***ing do it right. Or fuck. Whoops. We'll do it again tomorrow. It could have been so much better. I wanted to incite people to rise up, and I failed again. You stupid. I'm just an idiot.
Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard alert, class.
My dad hated me. My mom hated me. My neighbors hate me. My boyfriend left me. My wife left me. Her boyfriend left me. Dude, get a life. There's going to be no civil war. You're not going to lead it. The Cheeto Brigade is not going to be called on. Just lighten up, dude. You know what I mean? Go outside, get yourself a whiskey, get a guitar, play a few chords, maybe do some modeling, paint some planes or something. Go play a video game, get your aggression out on something, masturbate more. I don't know, bro, but you need a release, and you need to cut your hair, for God's sakes, for the love of God. That mop, it's horrible. His name's the Jolly Ginger, I think. Go give him some love. Tell him I live in his state and I'm looking for him. What a putz. Folks, $91.10 is where we're at. Our goal is $300 tonight. A little bit of a different night. We're on late. And it's because the first hour we couldn't get signed on. But we're about $199 away. That's right. We are. Is that right? Yeah. No. Yeah. $209 away. Jeez. I can't even do any math. I'm so out of it. But yeah, that's where we're at. So we need a big one to hit. Let's make that happen, please. You guys got some problems. Watch this.
Doesn't it just fill you with pride, showing who you are on the inside? Wave that pride flag up high, be true to you. Show your pride, wave those flags, everybody. Here we go. Red like orange, healing yellow is sunlight. Green, nature blue, harmony, purple is spirit. Baby blue, pink, white represent transgender people, and black and brown represent the queer and trans people of color.
Let's do it again.
Doesn't it just fill you with pride, showing who you are on the inside? Wave that pride flag up high, be true to you. Show your pride, wave those flags, everybody. Here we go. Red like orange, healing yellow is sunlight. Green, nature blue, harmony, purple is spirit. Baby blue, pink, white represent transgender transgender people, and black and brown represent the queer and trans people of color.
And fuck white people. What? What was the last line? What? I don't understand. I thought you guys weren't coming for our kids. Just want to make sure. Why are you marketing to our children? Oh, we just want to be happy. We just want to love who we want to love, and we want to indoctrinate your children so like we can fuck them too. I'm done. Listen, I have defended the lesbian, gay, trans, but once again, that's transgender. It's a she-male cross-dresser drag queen. That's not lesbian and gay people. They don't like trannies, okay? Lesbians and gays, they are so like we're cool with the bisexuals, but we barely let them in. The lesbians and gays are like, this isn't us, man. We don't want this shit. The LGB community was our movement, established in Colorado, started in 1970. Coors Company put up a rainbow flag in support of the lesbian, gays, and bisexuals. But we didn't want the trans and the queer and the SPIA ++ two-spirit MAP people, minor attracted persons. This shit's gone too far. Like, you did this with abortion. We're just going to do it during emergencies. We don't want full fettered access. We're not going to use it for birth control. What are you, crazy? Murder babies? No, we just want it so like people stop using coat hangers in the alley, even though like that's happened once in the history of the world. It's kind of like the razor blade and the apple thing for Halloween. Completely fabricated and blown out of freaking proportion. But everybody's in the alley with coat hangers. So we want safe abortions in an emergency, okay? Can you do that for us? Okay, we'll do that for you. Sweet! Ow, God, look at my birthday candle. 16 babies I've murdered and ripped them out of my uterus and put them through a blender. Oh, I'm so happy. Can I wear my pink vagina hat? Oh, it's just a clump of cells. This is why you can't give liberals an inch, because not only will they take a mile, they will redefine what a mile is, and they will create the metric system. They will create the English language. Two things that are diametrically opposed to common sense and reality. The English language is for retarded people. And anybody who thinks that kilometers and centimeters are difficult to understand, I don't know how to help you. I don't know how to help you. The difference between a kilo, a gallon, a quart, and a cup, holy shit. You got to be a mathematician. I still don't know that stuff. And I will tell you, I am so above average intelligence. But I'm still like, how many fucking quarts in a cup? Or is it cup and a quart? Or how many quarts in a gallon? Is that 2 liter gallon or a 1 liter gallon? It's so confusing. But that's what they do. They redefine words, they redefine language, they change it. They tell you a man can be a woman, men can get pregnant. No, we don't want your children. We're just going to sell them transgender bathing suits. We're just going to sell them bathing suits that cover up their boobs and their genitals. We're just going to chemically castrate them. We're going to allow them to change their name and their sexual identity at school. What? What's wrong with that? We're just going to let them read books about 32-year-old Mexican illegal immigrant gardeners named Pablo, and they're going to blow children in the books. Yeah, what's wrong with you people? Why are you so racist and sexist and such a transphobe? Are you kidding me? Did the same thing with gay. We just want to be treated equal. No, you don't. You want special treatment. And now you want to take away other people's rights. You want to take away parents' rights for their kids. I'm sick of it. I'm done with it. I defend the gay and lesbian community. Good for them. I love them to death. I thought the church excommunicating those people was bullshit. Just be gay, be happy. I don't care. Some of the greatest people I know are gay and lesbian. You know what? But transgender, I have never met a transgender person who is not completely f***ing insane. 4 quarts in a gallon. Thanks. Absolutely insane. Seriously. Nuts. Every one of them. Metric system. A meter. A meter. 3 feet. U.S. customary, foot, yard, mile. Kilometer, mile. Centimeter, inch. Kilogram, pound. Gram, ounce. Liter, gallon, quart, pint. Celsius, Fahrenheit. Don't even get me started on the English language. The metric system is simple. Right, 2.54 centimeters equals 1 inch. That just shows you how difficult it is. Because but see, you're converting centimeters, which is based on zeros and fives, meters, the metric system on zeros and fives, and translating it into an inch, and even it doesn't make sense in English. And you're like, this is stupid. This system sucks. Can't stand it. But anyway, don't sit here and tell us that you're not coming for our kids. Folks, need you to like the show. If you have not had that, I appreciate it. Learned that when I was homeschooling my kids. Now the song is stuck in my head. Yeah. Folks, we're at $91.10. This is not a good donation show. I don't want to play the commercial again, but we need to get some donations in here to help the show. If you have a chance, please do go to thedumbshow.com /donate and help out the show. We would greatly appreciate it because we certainly need a little bit of assistance tonight. It seems to be a little bit slow. We're going to go ahead and do one more. Jill Biden, Dr. Jill Biden, was on The View today. And she decided to go ahead and out herself as they keep hitting her on this tour, this book tour, this $30 million book tour. Let me say it again, $30 million book tour. I'm asking for $300. That chick gets $30 million for a book. Really? Really? I'm asking for $300. 5,280 foot in a mile. I know that because I lived at the Mile High. So 5,280 is like, that's everywhere. $3 million. I'm asking for $300. Yeah. Okay. Okay. This makes me depressed. I just want to log off. I'm out of here. See ya.
Adjusting transmitter output.
All right, so I was kidding. So Jill Biden goes on The View, and they're like, hey, your husband was having a stroke, and you're doing what? You know, and she's like, listen, they told me it was okay. The doctors, I'm not a doctor. Whoops. Here it is.
And he'd given so much of himself, and to see you even saying, like, I thought he was having a medical episode. I was concerned. Was there any part of you that went into protection mode of like, Joe, you can't keep doing this. Like they're taking so much from you.
But the doctors told me he was fine. I'm not a doctor. I mean, I am a doctor.
Yes, you are a doctor.
No, you're not. No, you're not. If a doctor is a person who I'm sorry. Just because you have a doctorate, I'm sorry, I don't agree that you're a doctor in the common terminology. Because even people who do, I have a doctorate in English, right? I have a doctorate in Sanskrit. I have a doctorate I'm a pianist. And I play concertos and other forms of pianist music. You're not a doctor. And Jill Biden's not a doctor. And she even said it. I'm not a doctor. We know. Doctor. Surely. Don't apologize for not being able to donate, folks. That's not what we do. This isn't a pity trip. I'm not telling you to make you feel bad. You don't have to donate. We have plenty of people on the show. Everybody comes through. It's just a little bit of a weird night. Don't worry about it. 3-2 Vegas Golden Knights. See? Now goaltending case. Vegas is, see, they're they like to stick around. 3-2 Vegas Golden Knights, right? You going to bed? I love you. I'll watch it when I get done. I love you. Yep. So anyway, okay, 3-2 Vegas Golden Knights. I hate Vegas. Oh, I hate Vegas too. Carolina needs to pick their shit up. They were up 2-0. They're pulling like the Abs. You can't sleep on Vegas. Rubio versus this is an interesting one. So Rubio was under congressional oversight and addressing some of the Venezuela strikes and everything else. And they made a declaration that he was partying instead of going and having peace talks with Iran. He was not a big fan of this. Watch this.
This is why I was shocked to see that you were at a party with President Trump in Miami instead of accompanying Vice President Vance to Pakistan for negotiations.
This is why I love Rubio. Senator Jackie Rosen from Nevada, Democrat, reads from a sheet that her staffer, see the guy behind her, the one who looks like he literally bought his suit at JCPenney. He wrote this for her. She's never read this before in her life. She was too busy getting the tape lines on her jacket right. I don't know what that is. I guess it looks nice. It matches the shirt. She has a better fashion sense than the Jolly Ginger. Notice how she has a dark background with light patterns and then another light pattern to make it pop. It's really simple, folks. It's called layering. But moving on. No, don't worry. It's okay. Listen, Stanley Cup's over for me. Colorado's out. I don't care who wins. Vegas is a good team. But Carolina is no slouch. That's what I'm saying. You can't sleep on them. I think Carolina can take the whole series. But honestly, I thought the Avs could. And everyone else did too. They didn't think Vegas was going to beat the Ducks. Nobody thought the Avs were going to get beaten by the Vegas. They're a good team. And Carolina, best defensive team in these playoffs, just gave up 3 goals in the first? It's not looking good. They're doing the same thing they did to the Avs. They're just a wagon. They're a good team. So it's okay. Go Strohs. Absolutely. Strohs have been playing great. And Hader's back from injured reserve. Anyway, here's the rest of Jackie Rosen. Watch Rubio pick her apart.
What party was I at? I was at a party?
It's publicly reported, and there's photos there.
But what party? No. But you're going to say that.
That's right. What party?
I'm going to answer that question because that's an absurd statement. I was not at a party.
Finish my paragraph. He can answer.
People are going to slander me. I'm going to answer.
Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, both of whom were never confirmed by this body to be America's diplomats, accompanied the vice president in the negotiations. Even Iran's foreign minister was not there, yet was there, and you were not. I just feel that's embarrassing for us, and it's embarrassing for you. So, Mr. Secretary, Congress represents the American people. We have the power to confirm who represents America abroad.
She's never read this before in her life. I'm telling you right now. As a person who reads things for a living, she's never read this before in her life. Her staffer is literally mouthing the words behind her. This wasn't written for her. This is their problem. All they're going to do is she can't name it. And that's why Rubio's great. And I'm telling you, in a debate, ask questions. Stop trying to answer everything. Ask more questions. It's amazing when I ask people a question, how they just melt down. Like the guy, Bobby Steele. Oh, yeah? Why are we talking about this? Did this guy do A, B, C, D? No? Okay, shut up. I don't want to talk to you anymore. That's what Rubio does, and he crushes her.
We confirmed you to be our Secretary of State. We confirmed you to be in the negotiations that are happening. And it's just unthinkable to me that you are missing high-stakes negotiations or that you're not involved. It's sad.
Senator Rosen, your time's up.
Okay. So let me
Secretary Rubio.
You're 100% inaccurate and 100% wrong. Here's why. Number one, the Vice President of the United States was there, and he wasn't confirmed by us, and he was elected by the American people. Okay? He is the second in line of the presidency of the United States. He was president. Mr. Witkoff is the president's envoy for negotiation for peace deals. Mr. Kushner is a private citizen that serves as an advisor on these functions. They were the team that we sent to Pakistan. I was not at a party. Where I was is next to the president. because in the midst of those negotiations, I was in communications with them. And in fact, I think there is media reporting from that evening on how on multiple occasions I went into a back room, I came back out and spoke to the president and was constantly updating him. On that evening, I spoke to Mr. Kushner and our negotiating team and Mr. Woodcock on at least 6 occasions, including twice on a secure line from the phone they had access to over there. So you don't know what you're talking about. You're just
Senator
making
Rosen,
stuff up.
he has the floor.
I know your staff wrote up this cute statement for your TikTok video, but it's not true. And it's not
Boom.
Real. That's not what happened. Okay? I'm the National Security Advisor and Secretary of State. I was co-located with the president in the midst of a high-stakes negotiation so that I could immediately inform him about events occurring halfway around the world. I was where I needed to be at that moment because we had a very capable team on the ground in Pakistan, led by the Vice President of the United States.
Pretty cut and dry for me. Exactly what I thought. I didn't watch the last part of that video. I thought it was written by a staffer. He obviously noticed it too. Maybe I should be Secretary of State. Marco can take a few less jobs. Great show, Matt. Let's go, dummies. Anonymous, donate $50. Thank you, and I know who you are. We love you. 141.10. We are $160 short. We need a little bit of love, folks. Don't make me play the video again. But then Mullen went after Senator Murphy. Mullen did a great job. Mark Wayne Mullins. He recently was announced Department of Homeland Security lead. And he had some things to say because Murphy is just a douche plow. And Mullen goes after him. This is just what we do. Here it is.
You know, I do have an opening statement here, but wow. Senator Murphy, the outlandish claims you made there is just flat wrong. You start saying we're breaking the law, and you really start looking at it, and we're enforcing the laws that Congress did pass. That's reckless. When you start saying it's unconstitutional, what's unconstitutional that we're doing?
Yep.
We swore to uphold the Constitution, just like
Yep.
you swore to uphold the Constitution. For you to throw my 275,000 employees underneath DHS and with a broad stroke like that is reckless and irresponsible on your part.
Yep.
We're doing the job that Congress gave us the authority to do.
That's right.
And
Change
our
the
men
law.
and
We don't
women
want
out
it.
there every single day is enforcing the laws. If you don't like the laws, you can change them. We're not picking and choosing which laws we enforce. We're simply enforcing the law. Period. Full stop. When you throw out reckless terms and you start referring to our agents as being dangerous, unconstitutional, and lawless, that's why our agents' death threats are up by 8,000%. I know that's not what you want, but your political theater, that's what it causes. When you start looking at assaults on our officers, they're up by 1,300%.
1,300.
Senator Murphy, is that what you want? I don't think it is. I really don't. But I understand the political theater. I understand wanting to get sound bites. And that was obvious because the whole time you was giving your testimony, you wasn't looking at me, you was looking at a camera. I get that. I get it. If you have bigger political ambitions, fine. Just say it. But don't do it at the expense of my officers. When you want to really talk about funding, you haven't funded my officers. CBP and ICE has been willing to do the job for free. Why? Because of a reckless administration. Prior to President Trump coming in and saving America, you had a reckless administration that was destroying America by letting millions of illegals into our country.
Yep.
We're a nation of laws, and we're going to enforce those laws. What separates
And if you don't like the laws, change them. God, it's just like, seriously, it's like doing a buy one, get one free at Bed Bath & Beyond, and then you bring the 20% coupon in, and it says on all items. You got to honor it. Do you guys remember when that happened with Bed Bath & Beyond, and they had buy one, get one, and then someone dropped a 20% coupon on all items, and then they're like, I took advantage of it. If you don't like the law, change it. If you don't like the rules, then change it. If something's put in the wrong place because you have a guy making minimum wage who doesn't give a shit as a Night Stalker, and you lose $500 on a TV over your margin because he put it in the wrong spot, then fire him and find someone who's going to do it right. But don't sit here and complain about the rules. You wrote the rules. The immigration policy that we have in this country is written by the House and the Senate. That's their job. It's not written by the President of the United States, you freaking idiot. If you don't like it, change it. You know who else said that? Homan said that multiple times. And he would sit up there and say, listen, if you don't like it, change it. Speaking of Homan, here's Homan.
Like I said, we addressed that in New Jersey, and we got local law enforcement, state law enforcement to finally do their public safety job. But we got to remember what started all this. You got Democratic lawmakers on Memorial Day making false allegations about the facility, about the food, the medical care, hunger strikes. I went into that facility. I went to the medical. I went to outdoor recreation, indoor recreation. I even made a surprise visit this weekend and walked into the cafeteria and ate the same meal that the detainees around me were eating. And I made sure my tray equaled their tray. I had spaghetti and meat sauce. I had beans. I had green beans. I had bread and rolls. I had drinks. I had dessert. The food was good. It's all a false premise.
You're making me hungry, man.
Hunger strike. The congressman said, "Oh, people are on hunger strikes." No, they weren't. They may not be eating in the cafeteria, but what I found out, they're ordering food from the commissary and eating in their cells. So there wasn't any abuse. It's not inhumane conditions. I went to the entire facility. I ate the same meal they ate. That facility is well run, and the governor keeps saying she's going to keep raising hell if that facility shuts down. Well, I got news for the governor. That facility isn't going anywhere. We're going to enforce the law. We're going to detain people, and we're going to remove people. Matter of fact, a lot of the people in that facility, we couldn't release because they're mandatorily detained by federal statute. So we couldn't release them if we even wanted to. But we're not going to release any of them. Everybody in that facility I have ascertained is legally being detained.
Pretty simple. You can't get much clearer than that. Folks, we're on the 20-minute countdown. I got to play the commercial. I don't have a choice. I'm sorry. It's not my fault. Got to play it.
What the hell is that? It's a boy on a broom? Well, don't open the window. Bloody hell!
Muggles, I'm sorry for using magic outside of Hogwarts, but I'm in dire need. Have any of you Muggles seen my golden ball?
Did you just say he's looking for his gold balls? I think he said golden ball.
Right you are. You two are very bright witches.
You really are the brightest witch of your age.
Did he just call us bitch? It's a Harry Potter movie. You have to keep it PG-13.
You know my name? I am Harry Potter. That means you know where it is.
No, we haven't seen it.
Well, you can buy a new one at the Dumb Show. You get 10% off for using code DUMB10.
Bloody brilliant! 10 points to Gryffindor.
Did he just call us Griffin whores?
If you want to take part in more adventures, you too can donate to The Dumb Show. You can go to thedumbshow.com/donate. We take PayPal, Venmo, credit card, and you can even send us an owl at P.O. Box 2, Round Hill, Virginia 20142. Please make sure to leave your name and a message, and we will share it on the next show. Live weekdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And remember, them Dumbledore sent you too.
Okay, seriously? What's a fumblesaur?
Yes, the creative genes of my family. They are very good at what they do. Folks, we are sitting at $160 shy of goal. That's not good. It's late. It's almost 10. It's been a long day, and I don't really want to go into overtime. So if somebody wants to save us from overtime, I'd appreciate it. By the way, working on this right now, I wanted to get everybody's opinion. These are something that we are working on for the 250th anniversary. It comes in a wooden box with a brass clasp system with the American flag distressed on top. And with that comes 2 American 250 coins. And these coins are all acrylic based and engraved. And they look pretty spectacular. You can see both of them have the Liberty Bell, 1776, 2026, Let Freedom Ring, and then Years of Freedom, 250 with a tough-looking American eagle. If you guys are interested in this, let me know. I think I can bring it in for about $40, but it also comes with commemorative serialized certificate, the box, and 2 coins, and 2 container cases for the coins. Want to make sure you guys like it and you guys think it's cool enough to bring it on. And if you do, let me know, and I'm going to bring it on the show tomorrow. But I want to get a couple votes. So if you don't mind putting it in on chat to let us know, we would appreciate it. We've got 16 minutes, 50 seconds. Let's go. We got more show to do. Here's a 25-year-old talking about her air conditioner. And I probably have a different take than most people on this. Watch this.
Yes, I did bring my car into the dealership yesterday, and I said, my air conditioner is not working. He said, let me come take a look. So he gets in my car, he presses some things, and he said, listen, I know it's not a hot day and all, but this thing is blasting cold air at me. I said, there's no way. There's no way. I've spent the last 2 weeks sweating, profusely sweating in my car. The thing's broken. He said, did you try pressing the AC button? I said, no, I didn't. I didn't know I had to press a button. I just thought I put it on cold, it was gonna blow cold air at me, and that's new to me. So I'm 25, you learn something new every day.
Just a couple of things. A lot of people are upset with her because she didn't know where the AC button is, and I think that's a pretty common mistake. Kat Alkire donated $10. Thank you, Kat. Appreciate you. Thanks for helping us get started in this late hour. Listen, I don't hold it against her. She doesn't know about the AC button. You know what? If your parents didn't teach you those things, I mean, one of the things that we did with Hayden was walk her through what every single button does in the car. So she understands before we even drove. This is what this does. This is where your blinkers are. And we still had to show her multiple times. And it's confusing. And if I have a new car, you push the AC button. She said she turned it all the way to cold, turn it up. Okay, it worked. You don't know what you don't know. So I'm not going to sit here and browbeat her for that. Is it something she should have figured out? Yeah, probably. If you're trying to get cool air and you know it's called AC, push AC. I mean, come on, it's not that hard. You want to turn on your hazard lights, you don't just sit there and go, hazard, and come on. So I'm not going to hit her for that. That's fine. What I am going to hit her for is you're recording while you're driving, and you women and the way you drive, you have no reason to be recording. No, you can't drive to save your life. In fact, not only should we repeal the 19th Amendment, we should take away women's licenses to drive. Then you wouldn't be able to vote anyway. No, I'm kidding. I'm please don't bring it back. I did this on Friday and made people mad. I think I made Elaine mad at me. I think it was Elaine. Don't be mad. I'm teasing, but you still can't drive. I'm just saying. So get off the damn phone. Don't be recording. It's not worth your life. You're staring at the phone. You're an idiot. Knock it off. That's what you're stupid for, not because you didn't understand the AC. But it's not like you don't have ChatGPT. It's not like you don't have a phone. Why is my AC not working? It's not that hard. But don't drive. Antifa in Washington State on the run. Remember, Antifa doesn't exist, by the way, because that's what they say. It doesn't exist. But it's interesting. Why are they on the run then? Because this was a town hall city council meeting, and they're declaring, and the first state to do so, declaring Antifa as a domestic terrorist organization. I knew all the women were going to be mad. Listen, we haven't hit goal, so I'm going to be shitty until we do. I'm going to be a little grumpy, so I don't want to hear it. Declared that Antifa is a domestic terrorist organization, and they are, by the way, very much so. Here is their reply to the city council, who is labeling them as domestic terrorists, as they are sitting in the back of the room with their masks on and their Antifa flags. And I know you guys are all great drivers. Okay, whatever. Just relax. Just calm down. Just relax. Doesn't mean it's about you. Okay? Here it is.
Of Antifa as a domestic terror organization, and affirming the importance of public safety.
So he's saying that Antifa is a domestic terrorist organization. The sound is a little off. And they are telling him to F off in the back. So this is the city of Battleground, Washington, signed a proclamation officially recognizing the federal government's designation as Antifa as an organization. Of course, Mayor Overholser, it's not the name you want with Antifa. Holy shit. What is it? Faubluka. Oberst Lieutenant Schneid. Okay, let's go ahead and bring on Adolf Kramer Hitler and his wife Eva Braun and their little kid Joseph Quibbles. Hello, everybody. How are you? Where's Mussolini the cat? Holy shit, dude. Your name, Mayor Overhauser. 9. You back in the back. What are you doing? I have a question. We've asked some questions. Mayor Overhauser. It's just not the. Oh, what is Gropenfuhrer? Was that not available? You couldn't get another whiter German than Overhauser? No wonder why Antifa's there. You guys are a bunch of Nazis. We want to go ahead and give you guys the 250-year commemorative pin. Yes, it's the emblazoned SS with the skull tattoo. We're going to go ahead and have that on all of our lapels to celebrate the 250 years of the United States. Sieg Heil! Mayor Overhauser, what are we having for lunch? Wiener Schnitzel is what we're having for lunch. And Lowenbrau. In Steins. Do we have any Jews? The Jews are going to have Cyclone B sandwiches in the back at 12 o'clock. Mayor Overhauser, the Jews said that they'll just take Wiener Schnitzel. They'll be fine. No! 9! Come on.
Point of privilege, Mayor.
Fuck you.
Oh, God. Look at these people.
Mayor, a motion for recess of 2 minutes.
Second.
Motion passed. Chief, can you please ask that person to leave?
I'll stand right here, please. I'll stand right here.
Mr. Mayor, there was no vote on that motion, sir.
All right, we have a motion and a second to recess 2 minutes. All those in favor? Aye.
Take her to the showers.
Any opposed? Hearing none.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a few questions. Who is your daddy? What does he do? Get them to the chopper. Get down. The next question I have for you is, do you like sauerkraut on your hot dog? No? Off to the showers.
De-escalate the situation.
I'm a citizen and I'm allowed to fucking be here. Say whatever the fuck I want to say. Fuck you, you're a fucking fascist piece of shit. Fuck you.
Where's the strudel? Where's the strudel? Come on, people. This is funny shit. You don't get this anywhere else.
Fascist fuck. All of you are fascist pieces of shit. And you're gonna fucking all go to hell, motherfuckers. Fuck all of you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
It's actually Frick. Frick you.
Shame on you, motherfuckers. Fascist fuck.
I hear that someone's being asked to leave, right? No one's asked me to leave. I'm just trying to make sure that everybody stays calm and fucking rational, right? I don't know, my guys. The rest of my
Well, you just voted on them as terrorists. Now they are in a public facility with weapons. Arrest them. They're a terrorist organization. They are a threat to the United States. You've classified them as terrorists. Do you need to wait for them to throw shit and bottles of ice and giant fireworks that can blow off fingers and blind people and deafen people? Is this what you're waiting for? Arrest them. They're wearing Antifa garb. They have Antifa flags. They smell like Antifa. I know I was supposed to sound like Arnold. He's Austrian. Austria did a lot of stuff too. They weren't innocent. Don't even start with the Polish. You guys, it wasn't just Germany, y'all. Seriously, arrest these people.
I'm trying to, but I've got you in my face. Take a step back and just, hold on.
Stop it! Hey!
Stop resisting and he won't break your wrist? I mean, we do not want to break the wrist, but we will. All you have to do is comply.
Stop! Yes, you are! Fucking, you're clearly fucking breaking my goddamn wrist! Fuck you!
Stop resisting.
I, Eric Oberholzer, Mayor of the City of Battleground, by virtue of the authority vested in me, free community.
Great. Just arrest those people. Folks, oh my God. We're $149 away from goal, and we're out of here in 6 minutes. So, sorry, folks. Yep. It's one of those nights. Let's see.
Yesterday, Sonny Hostin from The View.
No, I don't have the time for this one. Gas is high in California. Tom Steyer says that he's going to lower it because he's going to fight the gas companies because of price gouging. But it's not price gouging. Here it is.
What do you say to voters that are struggling right now to pay rent, gas prices? What would you do to lower those costs for them?
Well, let me say, what I say to those people is, I'm your guy. I'm the person who's willing to take on the electric monopolies, the only person. I'm the person who's willing to go after the oil companies and claw back some of the money that they're gouging at the pump.
All right, so you say you're going to go after the oil companies. How? How do you go after the oil companies? Their lawyers all make $1,500 an hour. They will tie you up in court till the cows come home. Price gouging is not proven in any way, shape, or form. In fact, it's not the oil companies, it's the independent gas stations that dictate their own price. And they're allowed to go ahead and fluctuate price based on this and based on this compared to the guy next to them and what they do. California gas right now is $6.01. In Indiana, it's $3.62. Why? What's the difference? They're not price gouging in Indiana. They're not price gouging in Virginia. What is it? Yes, gas is up everywhere, but why is it $6.01 in a gallon there, but in the middle of the country, it's $3.62? Do you think there's some sort of magical pipeline that comes from the Middle East or comes from Texas that goes and dumps into Indiana? No, they have to import it by ship or by pipeline. How? Why is it the difference in price? It's easy, because fees and taxes and mandates imposed on California for regulating gas and regulating fuel have made the prices absolutely astronomical in California. That's why. It's not cheaper to get gas in Indiana than it is in California from a production standpoint, from a purchasing standpoint. It's after the fact. It's at the terminal end of the sale. It's the absolute overregulation in California that's causing these problems. So don't sit here and fucking cry that you're going to go to the companies. It's you. It's your freaking state that's causing the problem. Your overregulation, your fees, and your taxes are killing the common layman. Folks, 3 minutes and 36 seconds. We're going to have to leave at the end of this. I don't think we've ever had a night this bad. This is the worst night we've had on donations, and I think it was a pretty good show. I know we got started a little bit later, but we're going to try to hopefully pick this up. Pride versus POW flags. People are complaining and making comments that, well, why are we flying the POW flag and we're not flying the rainbow flag? Listen to this.
It is unfair that the prisoner of war and missing in action flag is allowed to fly over City Hall, but the pride flag cannot. Do you agree with that? Take a watch.
Heard a lot of opinions about the pride flag, and for certain members of our city council as well, like Mayor Clark, you're a veteran. You would, of course, support putting the POW flag up on the pole, despite them being a massive minority of our American population. But you have a problem with certain vocal minority voices, like the LGBTQIA plus community, having a say or having a flag up there. Why are we honoring POWs who are dead, but not our citizens who are alive? Because we value the sacrifice that was made, right? We have citizens that are alive today that are suffering, and they're asking for help, and they're feeling ignored. So how can we say that we're going to be welcoming and supporting and a loving city when we're turning a blind eye to that? Why are we having such a big fight over a flag? Who is being harmed by the flag being up? I don't think anyone is. But we have people that are telling us that they're being harmed by the flag not being up. They're not feeling heard. They're not feeling represented. They're not feeling loved by our city. Why? Why is this such a continual issue for this? People keep bringing religion into this. People keep bringing political opinions into this. If we're going to stand and support each other, we need to be able to do that in a way that people can feel heard without feeling oppressed.
You have 230 some odd days celebrating where you stick your or where you put your tongue inside of a. You're already recognized. It literally has taken black people 400 years to get where they are today. Gays and lesbians had a 3-decade fight that was hardly even a single shot fired. It was literally, we're going through AIDS. We don't appreciate being left behind. We want to be recognized. Please don't abandon us. Please just accept us to let us indoctrinate your kids. So give me a break. This is why black people won't openly tell you their opinion on gay people. They won't tell you because they think it's complete shit. They think it's absolute crap that homosexuality was accepted before somebody's color of their skin, and they have every right to feel that. Mr. Sauce donated $148.10. Officer Saucy reporting for duty. Gail Swallows. Thank God, Sauce. Thank you. Shitty night, man. Shitty night. I'm very disappointed in my performance. Obviously, it sucked tonight. I did a horrible show. But thank you for taking care of us. So don't give me this crap. The POW flag is there for a reason, because it recognizes our fallen. How many flags do you want above City Hall? What about Native American flag, the LGBTQ flag, the Antifa flag? Well, we fly the Southern Confederate flag. Why don't we go ahead and fly the flag of Ukraine, and maybe we can put one up for Israel? How many flags do you want? Maybe we can put it up for the New England Patriots or the Pittsburgh Steelers. Maybe we can go ahead and do it for the Phillies. Maybe we can do it for the 76ers. How about the Eagles? How many flags do you want? Maybe we should put Signal Corps flags and we can say Bravo Sulu, so every time you drive by it says BZ and you feel good about that. How many flags do you want? There is a reason we fly the POW MIA flag, and it's to recognize the fallen, the people who are missing, and the people who are still in captivity. And we do have Americans that are still undisclosed and undeclared. So give me a break. Where you stick your genitalia, I'm sorry. There's nothing courageous about that. There's nothing courageous about where I put my penis either. It's just not important to me. And it shouldn't be important to you, but it's literally your whole identity. Why do you need other people? If your viewpoint on life is so altruistic, why do you need people to affirm your sin? Why do you need us to accept it so much? Why do you need us to go ahead and put it above City Hall? Why do we need to have it in kids and their locker rooms? Why do we need to have it on their clothing? You don't see anyone. You know what? Maybe I should do it. Maybe I should just make a straight pride shirt. Because it's not like we need a straight pride day. Nobody cares. We don't have pride that we're straight. I've never heard one person ever who's straight who goes, dude, I am so happy that I like pussy. I am so proud that I get to sleep with the opposite sex. Nobody has said those words, ever. Now, they go, hey, man, I got laid last night. Yeah, dude, what's up? That's different. Totally different. Not the same thing. Because gay people can do that too. Oh, my God, he was such a savage. He ravaged me all night. I can't even sit down for a week. Okay, great. Who cares? That's bragging. That's locker room talk. But sitting here and going, dude, how you been, man? I haven't seen you in a year. Oh, man, let me tell you what. I absolutely am a straight male, and I bang that all night long. Great, dude. Have a good one. I'm glad the work release program's working. I hope you don't go back to jail. Who cares? Who cares about what your proclivity is for sexual relationships? Nobody cares. And I'm sick of pretending that I care. I don't care either. We want gay rights. You don't get any. You got human rights. That's all you get. Sorry. If fat people get ridiculed for being fat, then that's just the way it is. If skinny people get ridiculed for being Kate Moss and they eat an almond and you can literally see their neck doing this, I don't know what to tell you. Shit happens. If black people get made fun of, white people get made fun of, then you get to, because you suck, you get made fun of. I'm sorry. That's just the way it works. I'm working the censor button tonight. 32 years ago, I did this in the Navy. This exact place, in this exact way, in this exact situation, as we flew into Illinois. Watch this.
Definitely nothing weird, creepy, or dystopian at all happening at the Chicago airport. Nothing weird, creepy, or dystopian happening with a group of men who look like incels at the Chicago airport.
Well, they're going to go to the Great Lakes Naval Training Center, and they're going to enter boot camp. And yes, when they get picked up for boot camp, once they get off their planes, it all starts then. And it's fake boot camp. You basically have a driver who probably is some yeoman or lower rate seaman or maybe a petty officer who picks them up. And it's usually the supervisor, the eldest of the current boot camp training class, or a person who's an RDC in training, who is going to be essentially the drill instructor, drill coordinator. And they pick them up and they put them in line, and then they get them off there, and then they scream at them and shave their heads and make them piss in a cup and yell at them as you're shaking freaking cold, and you finally get into your rack and you're completely wet with stiff sheets that literally feel like cardboard, and your boxers that you're itching like crazy, and the t-shirt and the hair that's all down your back because you had your head shaved. And you climb in and you go to bed at like 1:30 in the morning, and it's literally like 40 degrees and you're freezing your ass off because there's a wool blanket that feels like fiberglass. And then at 0400, you wake up to garbage cans and people screaming at lady. They're going to have a tough night. And the last thing they need is some uppity bitch talking trash and calling them insults. Those guys are going to get more in Hong Kong, in Japan, in the Philippines, and everywhere else. They're going to be getting laid all the time, especially in Australia, because Australian women love Navy guys. So, you know what? Your comments are ridiculous. They also are richer than you. They're going to get $120,000 because they got a $60,000 signing bonus for going in, and they got $60,000 for college waiting for them. So, you know what? They're doing pretty well. They're also going to have guaranteed medical, dental, life insurance, VA home loans, discounts on everything. Their credit union rating is going to be awesome. They have a 2-year degree pretty much for every MOS. 75% of the MOS is out there. And they've got veteran on their resume for the rest of their life. What the do you have, lady, except an overabundance of estrogen and menstruation leading your every thought? Just a few opinions on the United States Navy and some of our veterans who are serving our country. I love this show. Platner is a douche. Here it is.
You know what I always said, Greg? Discipline is destiny. It wasn't me. It was someone else. But this guy has no discipline. He's more of a congressman than a senator. Like when you're a congressman, you can have food in your beard and be in a sexting scandal and have tattoos. Not as a senator, the world's greatest deliberative body. These people vote on treaties and justices. You can't have this guy in the U.S. Senate. You know he washed out of college? Fetterman.
Folks, we are literally 80 cents from goal. 80 cents. If we miss it by 80 cents, I'm not coming on tomorrow. I'm just letting you know, I am not showing up. I am boycotting the show. I will not be on if we don't hit 80 cents. I am letting you know now. It's not going to happen.
Has 3 degrees. He's got an MBA. He's got a master's from Harvard and a bachelor's. This guy has nothing. And I'm not a snob about it. He's smart enough to get degrees. He just couldn't do it because he lacks discipline. And he's a mommy's boy. You know, his dad gave him $200,000 for a house. His mom gave him the money for the oyster farm, and she's his biggest customer. but he doesn't even make enough money to do anything. 60 grand a year is his income. You know where he gets that from? Not from oysters. He gets it from disability, from the Army. And what is he doing? Instead of trying to boost his business or get a diploma, he's on some creepy website that's like for minors. You're looking at a guy with Chris Hansen might pop out. That's how sketchy this website is. I don't know if he broke any laws or not, but a little advice for guys for their profile pictures. When you're doing a dating website, and I've never been on one, but if you do not take a picture where you can see the toilet in the background.
Yes, that's the real sin.
Girls hate that. They hate seeing the toilet. Don't do that. Close the door.
The toilet?
Exactly. You use a bidet. The thing that Democrats keep saying is that
Graham Platner, they're rallying around the Nazi time, right? Like Democrats, they hate Nazis until there's a real Nazi in their midst, and then they have a problem. But this is pretty typical. Folks, we're sitting at $199.20. I'm not leaving until we hit that 80 cents. Here is the ballot in California, and I thought you would want to see it. This is not a joke. This is for governor. This is for governor. This is the type of shit that Californians have to put up. This is from my lovely cousin. There's like 50 names on there. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. This is California. How's the election going? Well, obviously, you guys, if you think you're going to get the results tonight, you obviously haven't followed the last few elections. Don't you remember just even the 2024 election? California wasn't finished counting for like 3 weeks. They're not going to be finished counting tonight. I would be shocked. You have 8.5 million. I'm busy. Well, then that's not my fault. So what do you want me to do? Okay, I missed it. Now what? Who is it? What is it? I don't know the number. Perfect, thanks. Kimberly Jergemeyer, 80 cents. See you tomorrow. I didn't know because, honey, I didn't see it, so I would have read it if I need a Snickers bar. Thank you so much, Kimberly. We appreciate it. I didn't see your name. It didn't pop up, so I apologize. But Olivia came in and yelled at me, and I'm like, okay, now what do I do? I don't know what to do because I don't know. If I didn't see it, how can I tell the person, thank you for the donation? Thank you for the donation. All right, so currently in the election results, I'll apologize. I was short. I'm usually not that short. I was short. I'll go apologize to Olivia. Olivia, I'm sorry. It's the dummies. They're driving me crazy tonight. It's their fault. Sorry, guys. All right, I will apologize for being a peckerwood. California governor primary. Nothing's in. Polls. They're not even gonna start counting. They're not allowed to start counting. They can't even start counting ballots. So you've got Tom Steyer, Democrat, Steve Hilton, and Xavier Becerra, plus all of this. All of this. This is ridiculous. Look at this. Are you kidding me? Look at all these candidates. This is ridiculous. Absolutely stupid. This is for governor. Polls close in 48 minutes. I'm not staying on for that. Sorry. In the House, it doesn't matter. It's going to be Democrats. Just letting you know. You're going to have more Democrats than you are going to have Republicans. That's the way it's going to work. LA mayor is a huge one. Karen Bass, Spencer Pratt, Neitha Raman. The rest don't matter. But there's all of them. It's going to between Bass and Spencer Pratt, and can Neitha Raman take enough votes to make this an interesting race? And the answer will be, I think this is going to be a runoff. So top two candidates go, and I think it's probably going to be Karen Bass and Spencer Pratt, which is going to make an interesting race. I mean, it's going to be good. It's been interesting already. These commercials have been incredible. Spencer Pratt needs to get some policy. If he expects to win in November, he needs policy. And he needs to start taking this shit seriously. This isn't just a race for fundraising and to to get cool videos and have his social media blow up. If he's serious about running, he's got to get a platform because he can beat her. But he needs to have solutions, and he needs to have a platform, and he needs to hire somebody who can help him understand what's needed to help with California's biggest problems, which is going to be energy, which is going to be taxes, which is going to be fraud, and which is going to be homelessness. Those are the things, and deficit spending. Those are the 5 things that California needs more than anything. They don't need coastal cleanup, okay? They don't need more oil regulation. They don't need something for the spotted lizard, okay? They need real legislation reform. How do you stop these wildfires? How do you implement backburns? How do you implement brush clearing and brush burning? How do you adopt a highway to extend to adopt a hill and have a group of people actually go out there and clear brush and help and assist? Yeah, you're going to need to do all these programs. The only way you do that is by having ideas. And Spencer Pratt better get some freaking ideas, because he will not win if he doesn't have some strategy. All talk is great in the general and the primary, but when it comes to the general election, he's got to have a platform. That's the way it works. So we'll know tomorrow. I'll keep you up to date on the page, let you guys know whatever we find out. Kat Alkire donated $1. Did I miss some, Liv? I think I missed some. Hold on. Hey, Livy. Here, I'll just go through these. Kimberly Jurgemeyer paid. Did I miss more? Kimberly Jurgemeyer gave $15. And then Kat Alkire did $1 for $3.16. That is good enough for government work. I apologize for being snippy with you. I know it's been a long day. That's it, folks. Appreciate you guys. We'll see. Pratt has it. We're not going to decide if he's going to be mayor tonight. This is just the runoff. This is just the top 2. So he's got a long way to go. We have to go all the way till February. They're going to start digging dirt on him. They're going to start getting people. Those sexual assault allegations are going to come out. There's going to be a lot. So if he gets in it, they're going to start taking him seriously. And if they take him seriously, you can expect some dirt to come out on him. It's just the way it's going to work. It's politics, and we'll cover it all here. Folks, we'll see you tomorrow. I was going to come on either way. Thank you for a good night. It's been a stressful night. I'm going to bed. That's too long. That is like a 3-hour and 15-minute show where we only were here for 2 hours and 15 minutes. Thanks for watching the Don't Unfriend Me show. Please share, like, and subscribe. I'll probably have the coins up on the site tomorrow, and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you later. Bye.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.